All right, today I'm going to discuss a topic for which I want your input. Okay, uh, and this is not to hate on the UAE, but rather to understand. You make me understand this particular issue or problem, and it's in relation to uh, a different salary structure. Okay. Now, and put your comments down below. I don't censor any. I genuinely want your feedback. Okay. Now, for those who have been in the UAE or the Middle East, know one thing. If a Emirati means citizen of the country, works for a job, and let's say an Indian works for the same company, same position, okay, both of them same position, both of them same education, both of them same expertise. Let's hypothetically assume they both have the same experience also. Without a doubt, everyone knows this, that the Indian, for example, will get, let's say, $1,000, okay. Emirati local for the same position, Emirati will get $10,000. So Indian will get $1,000, Emirati will get $10,000. Now, I'm pretty sure Emiratis or supporters of the UAE, there are even Indians who will support UAE and say, man, what the fuck is your problem? Okay, this is their country, this is their rules. Fine, I have no issues. I absolutely have no issues. But I want to understand why. Like, is it to encourage citizens? If it's encouragement for what? You're not doing any extra hard work. On top of that, you come late and you go home early. You have extra holidays. You have extra perks and benefits. You have even the violation policies is different for Emirati and different for an Indian. You know, I'm talking of any other nationality, Indian, Pakistani, Bangladesh, Sri Lankan, okay. And yes, there is that other side that you can also say that who asked, nobody forced you to come to our country. Fine. But the point I'm trying to ask you is, but why does it exist? Why? Like I said, the first point is encouragement. There's nothing to encourage. Second one is you're providing perks and benefits. Perks and benefits is, that is, if you are giving this old man, you can see he is, I don't know what is his age, but he literally walks every single day, rain or no rain. He'll walk up and down, he'll carry some coconut, and he'll walk up to 5 kilometers, and he limps. You can make out. He's limping. But he walks 5 kilometers or so. Okay, anyway. So, like, what is it? They're trying to encourage or... Okay, maybe you'll say that, okay, it's trying to provide benefits. But then the benefit should be provided by the government, right? The government is not giving anything directly. It is the companies. Okay, fine. Then you will say, yeah, government companies are giving this, fine. But then comes the next part of the question is, like, why don't you explicitly and openly admit to this? Why do you keep it hidden? Why do you say everyone's equal? Why do you say, because this is definitely not equal, why do you say there is no difference in race, religion, caste, creed, sex, gender? Why do you say that? Why don't you say that the Emirati is superior? Non-Emiratis are not superior. Why don't you say it openly? It's like, for example, it's like in Dubai, there is prostitution, but they don't talk about it. There are prostitutes. You can go to Dera in the night. Tell me if I'm wrong. There are massage parlors that give you a happy ending. My friends, my clients have gone there. I have gone to prostitutes. When I was in my age of 20, I went 2-3 times. Nightclubs are filled with them. Go to any nightclub in Dera, go to any nightclub in Jumeirah, dress up hip and, look like $1 million and take a rented Rolls Royce. See how many girls come and fall at your feet. Now, but they don't admit this. Why? Why don't you admit this? See, this is where the problem occurs. It's like you're saying your country, you're saying your rules. So, what I'm saying is there is no problem to that. I totally agree with you. Your country, your rules. But then why don't you admit it? Why don't you say, yes, we pay different salaries? Why doesn't Emirates Airlines, Dubai, government companies, government entities all say it explicitly? We pay Emiratis much more higher. We have different set of rules of HR for Emiratis. So why don't you admit it? You're not admitting. Why are you hiding? Means you're doing something wrong. When you're hiding and not able to tell the truth, means you're doing something wrong. Like for example, prostitution. Okay, there is prostitution. Okay, then why don't you admit it? There is exploitation of laborers, Sonapur, everyone knows that. Why don't you admit it? Why don't you admit the human rights abuse there? Why don't you admit, okay, let's say, for instance, you see, you have to Google, just Google search all this if you think I'm bluffing. Why don't you admit that, let's say, for example, you call yourself an Islamic state. You call yourself, you follow the pillars of Islam. When you want, Sheikh Mohammed will say, we follow Sharia law or, in accordance to Sharia law. So alcohol, what about alcohol? So the point I'm saying is, look, there's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong. In fact, I encourage having prostitutes because men who are sexually frustrated can go and, just satisfy themselves there, which is good. And there are so many more men than women. Fine, you have a place to satisfy yourself. I'm not against that. I'm not against selling alcohol. Alcohol for those people who want to spend money and buy alcohol, okay, fine. And I never said UAE is a bad country. UAE is, it's among the Middle East, it's the best country. Okay? I always said that. But I just want to understand why. Number one is, why do you have those favorable rules? And number two is, why don't you admit it? Because if you admit it, then nobody is going to prod you and say, see, you're hiding. The problem is when you portray a self-righteous image. I'm a good guy. I'm holy. I follow Islam. Allah Akbar. And you punish, and you have double standards. If a man and woman had sex outside marriage, if he was expat, he is deported or is jailed. But if it's an Emirati local, it's different. It's a different set of rules for them. Why is it a citizen, Emirati citizen, can put a claim, false claim, or he raped me, he did this, that? Why they don't have, why they don't need evidence? Why do they need evidence only for an expat? So my only question is, why is this rule there, number one? And second one, if it is there, okay, my country, admit it. Why don't you, here's my open challenge to you, why don't you Emirati locals, okay, openly put it on social media? Forget, I'm not even asking expats to admit this. Why don't Emirati locals openly put it on social media? I challenge you. Why you can't? Why do you think Khalid Al-Amri, that famous blogger of UAE, why he says, only like Nas, yes, we can do it. Like Nas, very excited. Oh, UAE is the first for the vaccine. UAE is the first for Mars. UAE is the first. UAE loves everyone. Okay, why don't you take the camera to Sonapur? I remember Khalid Al-Amri showed one labor camp. Fuck, the labor camp was like a 5-star hotel. He'll never take you to Sonapur. He will never take you to Dera in the night where there are prostitutes. Why? It's not because maybe, yes, his brand is positive, happy like Nas. Only positive stuff. He can't show the real, because if he shows the reality, he will be jailed. He'll be finished. See, the fact of the matter is you can't. Okay? So I'm not trying to hate on UAE. All I'm saying is, make me understand why this rule exists. Make me understand. Is it to encourage? You're not encouraging. It's like me having 2 children in the house, okay, and one neighbor's boy. My children, I'm giving them very expensive food. Neighbor's child, all of them are doing the same work. Neighbor's child gets smaller portions and, you know, less quality stuff. It's inhuman. And I'm spoiling my children because I'm not treating them equal. I'm treating other people with indifference. And tell me, how is this in line with Islamic values? How is this in line with Prophet Muhammad? How is this in line with Islam? Why racism is encouraged? See, when anyone talks about you or insults you or makes fun of you or even draws a cartoon, oh, Islamophobia, Islamophobia, oh, yes, racism, oh, you know. But then you can do all this and get away with it? I don't understand. You know, if a man were to rape a woman, see the Sharia law. What does the Sharia law state? And the worst problem is, different countries have different versions of this law. You know? Why is it that if a girl gets raped, the girl is put behind bars, the girl is imprisoned, the girl is forced to marry? In some countries, if the girl is raped, the girl has to forcefully marry that guy. Why? So, this is genuinely me wanting to understand, why do you have this rule? And then second one is, why can't you admit it? And third one is, why do you have double standards where if you do it to someone, it's okay. You will call it, I don't know, Sharia law, Islam, this, that. But if someone does it to you, it's called Islamophobia, it's called racism. What? Why don't you have a uniform set of rules? And the biggest one of all, why don't you openly talk about this? Why don't you? Why doesn't Emirates Airlines or Dubai, all these companies openly admit there is a separate HR for Emiratis? There are separate set of rules for Emiratis. There is separate remuneration for Emiratis. There is separate benefits for Emiratis. Senior manager, okay, who has maybe 10 years experience at a senior level, 2-3 levels higher, and an Emirati student, fresher, who joins Emirates, the student will get paid more than the senior guy. How do I know this? My girlfriend worked with Emirates Airlines. She was an assistant manager. Her junior, who joined as a trainee, I think she got 15,000, yeah, after working 8 years with Emirates, or 9 years, or I don't know how many years. The student who joined, she got 15,000. The student got 35,000. And my girlfriend had to come, 5 days a week, yeah. The other one was, I think, 5 days a week, same, but a lesser number of hours. And holidays also, more holidays for them. And then Ramadan, another big drama. Oh, they are fasting. Oh, poor thing, they are fasting. So let them go home early. You work more. Then what kind of fast is this? This is just bullshit fast. You sleep more. When you're supposed to fast, you're sleeping more, working less. And nighttime you are awake and eating more. Just switch over sleeping time and see. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying all Emiratis are bad. Okay, they are not. However, if they are getting the benefit, would they complain? No. See, I'll tell you, drawback of this rule is it has already been done and now it's too late. You have already sowed the seeds of complacency. People are lazy. People are enjoying such perks and benefits which they know they will never get in any part of the world. That's why Emirati talent will be only good in Emirati. It will never be good at the international level. Never, ever, ever. They will never be as good globally. See, Indians, for example, because I'm Indian, I'm speaking Indian, they travel around the world. They fight with competition, not fight literally, they compete with people around the world. They're very resilient. And that doesn't mean every Indian is, but the majority are. And it's a very tough environment. That's why they're so tough, you know. But Emirati, see, here the problem is you give them a big salary, you give them big benefits. They'll be on their lazy ass. Why the fuck would they get out of their comfort zone? So the salary is, I don't understand. Okay, now even if you say, okay, fine, it is the rules of the country and it is support for the citizen, then please explain to me why there is a higher salary for a Western passport holder. Why high salaries for British and American passport holders? Why less for Indian, Pakistani, Sri Lankan? Is it because they are third world countries? Is it because currency value is less? Then someone with British pound, so does it mean someone with British pound should get paid more? Then why, if that is the case, currency value, then why in UK they don't have this rule? Oh, you're from Africa, your value, the Zimbabwean dollars is very cheap, so I'll pay you very less. But let's say Britain, the currency value is very high, will pay you more. No, why does UK, US, all the Western countries pay a equal salary? Why? They're gone mad? Then you'll say, when you can't argue with that, oh, this is the rules of our country. Fine, then say it openly. Say it openly that this is the salary slab. Emirati, 10 times more. British, maybe 9 times more or 8 times more. American and Australian, 6 times more. And Indian, normal. Pakistani, -1. Sri Lankan, Bangladeshi, -4. So why don't you put it out openly? You see, you can't put it out openly because you know you're doing something wrong. You can't discuss this openly because it's a matter of shame. That is the point I'm trying to make here. If you're doing something right, you will openly talk about it. In fact, you'll beat your chest and you'll shout and scream. Like, for example, this Israel UAE deal. You're shouting, you're screaming, oh, we have taken positive. It's bullshit. Even though it's bullshit. What do I mean by bullshit? Were UAE and Israel ever at war? They were never at war. They were never fighting. So signing this peace is nothing but just boosting of economic investments. The actual problem is Israel and Palestine. There's nothing, no progress, nothing has been done. So why is everyone, like Israel, Jordan and Israel signed. That is before Egypt and Israel signed. That was before Jimmy Carter's era. And then you have, I don't know, one other, I think Syria, I'm not too sure. They also recognized, not Syria, I think someone recognized, Oman I think, recognized Israel. What do you think it did to the Palestinian peace process with Israel? Nothing. So why be making, big. See, the problem is when you do something, you exaggerate and you brag about it like no one else's business. Like this space tourist who went to the space station. Last time I wrongly said he went to the moon. Space tourist. He just went to the space, just the space and came back. Oh, we conquered, we did this, we did that, oh, blah, blah, blah. The problem is the hypocrisy. The problem is the two-faced rules. And that is the reason why, that is one of the biggest reasons why UAE will never succeed globally on an international scale. You can't. Because you cannot admit a spade is a spade. You have to, give bullshit and lies. You'll never admit to racism. You'll never admit to exploitation of human laborers. You'll never admit to human rights. I already said that. You'll never admit to alcohol, prostitution. You'll never address why Islam says one thing, you do another thing. So that's why people are attacking you. This being two-faced. If you were man enough to say, I fuck with prostitutes, I do that. Finish. Nobody would fucking, they say, you're the man. You have the balls to admit it. Here, that's why your critics say, don't have the balls. See, like what is happening if something happens in, they are talking of cow piss drinking Indian Hindus, they were saying. I found these videos of Muslim men drinking cow urine straight from the vagina. I actually shared it with my group. Disgusting. And one of them mixed it with milk and drank and said Allah Akbar and this and that. See, they will never address what is wrong, like the stoning of people, Shia Sunni. If two couples fell in love, two individuals fell in love, they stoned the girl to death. Child marriage. The problem is when you don't discuss all this, it exists. And when you don't discuss, this is where hypocrisy is. You don't discuss on being an apostate. Apostate is if you leave Islam. People, as per Sharia law, you should be stoned to death or you should be killed. They don't discuss all this. That is why hate exists. See, September 9/11. September 11. September 9. No, 9 September. Yeah, 9/11. They said okay, a few handful number of extremists, but the majority of Muslims were like, yes, this is God's punishment, Allah Akbar. But they didn't show it publicly. When you have this hidden bias, this hidden hatred, the problems is never solved. And that is why, people say, shut your mouth, man. They say, first repair your own house. Sort your shit before trying to teach others. And that's why nobody takes Islamophobia and this and that seriously. Because you're not addressing your own issues. Like Prophet Muhammad, he flew to heaven on a winged horse that has wings. You see the interview, Richard Dawkins, Mehdi Hasan in Oxford. Richard Dawkins asks Mehdi Hasan. Mehdi Hasan was supposed to trap Richard Dawkins, corner him in a debate. It was a beautiful masterpiece when Richard Dawkins asked Mehdi Hasan, do you seriously believe that Prophet Muhammad went to heaven on a winged horse? Mehdi Hasan tried to ignore the question, but when he pressed, he said, yes, I believe. Went on a winged horse. Show me a winged horse. Nobody will admit to the fact that is mythology. That is bullshit. That is a fake, made-up story. It's like Hindu mythology, gods with 200 hands and 500 heads and elephant head and this and that. It's not real. These are just imaginative descriptions of power. The whole religion of Islam is a belief. Nothing is proven. Oh, the moon was split into two and... Come on. Or split into what? And any discovery that is made, in Quran it was already discovered. The atom and the universe and this, it was already discovered. And then they'll have some verse in Arabic, for Allah and something, and they'll say this, what it actually means. He'll never say that this is, he'll not say like there was a dinosaur. It'll not say. He'll just say largeness roamed the earth. Now what is largeness roamed the earth? They'll say no, that means it's a dinosaur. How do you know that doesn't mean it's a woolly mammoth? How do you know that doesn't mean it's an alien? The problem is when you have vague words, you can say anything. It's like someone reading palmistry. Oh, one day you will find happiness. I can feel it. One day. One day. See you. One day can be today, one day can be tomorrow, one day can be any day. And the day, let's say you achieve happiness, that guy who's reading your palm, the palmistry chap or the pandit, he'll say, see, I told you, one day. All cock and bullshit. So anyway, you let me know your thoughts. Why you think this policy exists? Because I can't. I've tried to make sense out of this. I just look at it as straight up insecurity. I just look at it as racism. I look at it as feeling inferior, but wanting to assert your value. And that is why you're a laughing stock. That's why nobody takes you seriously. Sort that out. And believe me, if you sort it out, which you cannot, it's impossible, you'll be the best country in the world. As it is, everyone comes to UAE for jobs. They want a better life. But the only problem is you don't get hardcore talent coming there. It's very rare. Someone with real talent, skill, will have self-respect, he'll not come over there. It's only the ones who feel that they'll make a quick buck and get the fuck out. They come. And that is why they keep their eyes shut, turn a blind eye, do their own shit and leave. So anyway, you let me know. If I'm wrong, please tell me I'm wrong. I don't delete any comment. Put your thoughts down below. And I love to engage with you guys and hear your point of view. Right? This means signing off. You guys take care.